We should do that every Sunday. I have loved that musical for a long time. In some ways, it's only fitting that I have come to you as your minister and that every year we have these beautiful musicals and that we have this amazing music program here at the church. Because theater, musicals in particular, were the first places that I tasted purpose-driven community. It was years ago, Yeoman of the Guard, with my father, community theater production of a lesser-known Gilbert and Sullivan. Also the first time I had facial hair, although glued onto my 10-year-old face. Soon after, Fiddler on the Roof, with basically this beard, but also glued onto my face. Coming together, there was such a clear goal. Each piece, each person, bringing their gifts, pouring them out, and all of it together, coming together to create something so much larger than the sum of the parts. After this recent musical, I realized that my daughter, Aaliyah, had actually never heard Les Mis, much to my failure and shame as a parent. And so we sat and we listened. We listened to the song we just heard, and then especially to the song One Day More. Look it up, listen to it on your way home. But it similarly blends so many voices and motifs into one triumphant whole. And I love this about those pieces and about this whole project that we are about here at the church. This is what we do. Coming together, each pouring out our gifts in common purpose, creating something vast and beautiful, which is a precious gift to the world. This is The Low Road by Marge Piercy. What can they do to you? Whatever they want. They can set you up, they can bust you, they can break your fingers, they can burn your brain with electricity, blur you with drugs till you can't walk, can't remember. They can take your child or wall up your lover. They can do anything you can't stop them from doing. How can you stop them? Alone, you can fight, you can refuse, you can take whatever revenge you can, but they roll over you. But two people fighting back to back can cut through a mob. A snake dancing file can break a cordon. An army can meet an army. Two people can keep each other sane, can give support, conviction, love, massage, hope, sex. Three people are a delegation, a committee, a wedge. With four, you can play bridge and start an organization. With six, you can rent a whole house and eat pie for dinner with no seconds and hold a fundraising party. A dozen make a demonstration, 100 fill a hall, 1,000 have solidarity in your own newsletter, 10,000 power in your own paper, 100,000 your own media, 10 million your own country. It goes on like this, one at a time. It starts when you care to act. It starts when you do it again after they say no. It starts when you say we and you know who you mean. And each day you mean one more. I've always loved that poem, especially the end, the each day you mean one more. This is so much what I love about church. Here we are joined together in common purpose. Here, despite the voices in our heads and in this world which would tell us that we are isolated and alone, here we come together, we sing together, we pray together, we hold silence together. Here we are united. And with the people united, so much is possible. With the people united, we can birth whole new ways of being. With the people united, we can rise up and stand up against oppression and injustice In large ways and small ways, we can build the world we know can be. As we mentioned before, this week our annual stewardship season begins. As always, I am so grateful to our hardworking stewardship team. Their work means so much. And all of you stepping up and coming together means so much. Last year, we raised more than $650,000, which is a beautiful thing. And as you know, most of that goes to our wonderful staff. And with inflation being what it is and has been, we are hoping to increase this number so that we can continue to pay people fairly. So do please increase your pledge if you are able. And stay tuned for the mailer, which is coming from the stewardship team. And if you have never pledged before, you can talk to any of them or any of us on the staff, and we will be happy to help you pledge this year. And the magical thing about the stewardship process and why Lauren and I happily pledge every year and why we will increase our pledge again this year is that we only get to those goals, the $675,000, because of each and every one of our pledges. All of our gifts, from the very largest one to the very smallest one, and each and every one in between, they combine together, and together we reach our goal. It is the people united which makes all of this possible. And for me, personally, when I look at where we spend our money, this is some of the happiest dollars that we send out into the world. Food, yes. Travel, hopefully soon. Payment of our bills and mortgage, taxes, which help us have roads that I've come accustomed to. But rarely does a dollar sent out into this world do quite as much as the dollars we share with this place. Years ago, I was talking with a longtime leader in another church, and he was telling me that he was talking to a friend of his around stewardship time, and they were talking about their family budgets. He loves Willie Nelson, loves live music, and Willie Nelson was coming to town on tour, and so the friend was on the fence in between increasing his pledge to the church or increasing his budget for entertainment so he could go see Willie Nelson's braids up close and in person. And the friend said to him, "I live Willie Nelson too, but Willie's not going to come visit you in the hospital." And this has stuck with me. As our lives grow more and more separate, this connection, this unity, this community means more and more. In the winter of 2015, police were called to a home in Hampton Bays, New York, because there was mysterious ice forming outside a house. Pipes had burst, and it seemed like there might be a problem inside, and what they found shocked them. Vincenzo Riccardo had died of natural causes while watching TV in his living room. The heat from his TV and the heat in his home had mummified his body. He had been dead for a whole year by the time the pipes burst and he was found. His relationships with his neighbors had deteriorated. He had had falling out with his family. No one knew him. No one noticed that he had died. And I can all but guarantee that this will not happen to you if you dig in and become part of this community. Your robust pledge will guarantee that you will not be mummified in your home and found a year later. But Riccardo is a symbol for me of this moment, of this isolation and separation. Because we don't need to die all the way to utterly disappear. Many of us can be swallowed by hopelessness. Many of us can make do with only virtual relationships. We can replace purpose with work. We can slip into half-life of shadows and echoes, but we are called to more. We are called to take our place in the chorus, to sing out, to live out and love out. We are called to build and rebuild this world, to craft here together again a vision of this world as it can be. Each of us bringing some corner of the vision with our minds and hearts, each of us bringing some piece of the puzzle and coming together, putting it together, rebuilding this world over and over and finding joy in the building and rebuilding, connection in the building and rebuilding. This is why my family pledges and why we will increase our pledge this year, because I believe in the world we are building together. And I can see that the stakes are so high. Because when we are isolated and alone, we not only die mummified in our homes, glued to our screens, but as we isolate and disconnect, we allow other visions of the world to predominate. We cede our power to visions of the world which would degrade and demean the fullness and the beauty of humanity. As we isolate and disconnect, we allow voices of hatred and violence to take more and more space. And so instead, we come together. We choose connection. We choose community. We choose beauty and love. We choose to be known, to show up for one another, to be the kinds of people who show up for one another, the kinds of people who see this broken and beautiful world as it is and help it to blossom into this world we know can be. And this is hard work, especially as we hear of racism flourishing here in our own community, as we hear of violence erupting all over the country, as we hear of the struggles we are facing with anxiety and depression, so many barely holding on. It is all too much to face alone, but it is just the right size to hold together. Here in this circle, held by this love, it is no longer too much. Friends, the struggle is long, but we are built for it. Unitarian Universalism was born as a faith from the questioning spirit and the transforming fire. We have sought as a people to transform ourselves and the world around us. From our inception, we have known that our salvation is to be lived out here and now, whatever mysteries await us in the hereafter. We are called to build a just and loving world here and now, questioning systems of privilege and power, seeking to create a world in which all people can thrive, not just to be welcomed into their fullness, but put to work in ways that bring their unique gifts to the table. Each of us, whoever we are, is a gift to the world. Each has a voice and a verse, each with a singular beauty to contribute. So we come together and we pour it all out. We synthesize these lives. We learn the lessons of these lives and all we are facing in the widest world, careening towards climate crisis, mired in social stratification with a stark wealth gap, fueled by racist policies, still organized by these high walls of prejudice in so many forms. This is our complex and beguiling world. And within it, we try to be good. We try to serve, we try to build. Alone, it is impossible. Alone, there is a limit to what we can do, to what we can create and become. But here, now, together, again, so much is possible. All things are possible. So please do pledge. Continue to give as generously as you can. Yes, of your time and your money. This is helpful and so important, but especially today, especially now in this pivotal moment we are sharing, please also share of your vision. Pour yourself out into this holy container. Sing out of the kind of world you want to build. Reach out and dig in and share this gift you have to share. This beautiful, this broken world needs us together again. Amen.